Okay, so before we get started, we're going to cover a few things. First, subnetting for networks. We're going to do subnetting for hosts. We will get into variable length subnet masks, reverse engineering an IP address to figure out what network that particular host belongs to, and then we'll look at IP version 6 addressing. So first off, subnetting for networks. What we have here is a address block of 192.168.1.0 with a subnet mask of 255.255.255, or a /24-bit subnet mask. And what we are trying to do here is break this address block into two subnets. And the way you do that is by borrowing host bits. And we'll get into this really deep in the next example. And what happens here is by borrowing these host bits, you're able to break this network, this address block, into two different networks. So you have the 192.168.1 network and the 192.168.1.128 network. And by doing this, you create essentially two separate subnets. And down here, what you would have to do on a router is you'd have two interfaces. That's this interface and this interface over here. And you would have to configure the default gateways for each one of those networks. The range, so in this first subnet, you can see 192.168.1.1. This last usable address, we'll get into that in a bit, 192.168.1.126. This range right here is going to be the addresses that you can actually use on that particular subnet. So 129 to 254 can be used in the 192.168.1.128 network. And then you could actually plug an IP address into an end device if you wanted to, or use DHCP, which is more common for PCs on a network. So let's get into a better example here of subnetting for networks.